protecting Main Street from Wall Street. It's Chris Hoffman with Money Unleashed.
How much money do you put into your checking account from work on a month-to-month basis? It has a high probability that with your investable assets, we can replace that paycheck.
It's time to put you back in control of your money.
You've worked for 35 years. It's time for you to not stress. It's time for you to enjoy and live the retirement you want to live.
It's Money Unleashed with Chris Hoffman.
Welcome into the Money Unleashed podcast with Chris Hoffman. We've got a great discussion for you today, and we appreciate you checking out the show. Make sure you subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. I don't know if you've noticed or not, but 2025 is flying by, and we are knocking on the door of what I'm sure is going to be another hot and steamy summer here in Atlanta. But before we get to summer, there's an annual rite of passage that we still have some time to complete. And I'm talking about spring cleaning. Chris, are you guys a big fan of that in the Hoffman house?
Yeah. Specifically, I'm in charge of the pool,
Okay.
which is a mess. Leaves, pollen, all the furniture out there.
Yep.
It takes a weekend just to clean everything up.
Yeah,
Right.
and it takes time to do a job like that,
Right.
certainly. And spring cleaning can take many forms and serve many functions, as you just laid out. And you can get as detailed as you like, or maybe just use it as a time to get things looking good and help you feel a bit more organized. But it got me thinking about how many of us may be approaching our retirement saving. We're socking money away, sure, but it's like that one closet. You just keep putting stuff in. It's out of sight, out of mind. It may have a purpose, but is that the best way to go about it?
No, it's not. And obviously, you could put things into your portfolio and ignore them, let them ride, and you can actually add to them. So one of the things we see when we do portfolio x-rays is, so in a 401k would be a prime example. In a 401k, you've got limited choices, let's say 20 or 30 options of investments. And you'll say, okay, well, I want to choose this index fund or this mutual fund. And what you may not realize is some of those mutual funds or some of those index funds have the same equities in them. So you may get lopsided toward one sector or one specific stock. So if you were to take 3 common large cap stock mutual funds, most likely all 3 of them are going to have Apple in them. Did you intend to triple your exposure to Apple?
Right.
And I'm not saying that's a bad stock. I'm not saying it's a good stock, a buy, a sell. But you probably did not realize that as Apple goes, it's going to impact my portfolio at an accelerated rate.
Now, one part of the spring cleaning process is obviously getting everything in order. Another can be tossing out the things we don't need. And I like to size those things up, but occasionally you have to ask someone if we're still using this or if it should go in the outbound pile somewhere else or occasionally out by the curb. The Portfolio X-ray service, though, it works a lot like that because it finds those things inside a portfolio that maybe you have questions about and then helps you clean it up, get them organized, and in many cases optimized, doesn't it?
The Portfolio X-ray will basically break down your areas of investment and weight them so you can see, oh, I didn't realize I had 3 mutual funds or 3 index funds that had Apple or another stock in it. And you can decide with your financial advisory team or by yourself, is that something that I want to be exposed to? And then you also, as stocks grow, you may have the same number of shares, but that position may be a disproportionate percentage of your total portfolio that you want to clean up. You may want to pare it back. And you may find other stocks that haven't performed as well as others, and you would have hoped. So some of them may be depressed, and it might be a good time to rebalance and buy some stocks at a value point or at a depressed price point. So that's one of the things that the Portfolio X-ray does. The other thing that you could find that needs a lot of spring cleaning is your fee structures. You want to take a look at what are you paying for the index funds? Those are typically cheaper than mutual funds. So do you want to decide between a mutual fund or an index fund? I'm not a big fan of mutual funds. Historically, they underperform their benchmarks or their indexes. So you could get caught in a fee trap with your mutual funds. You also want to test your advisory fees to make sure that your advisory fee is not on top of other fees.
Right.
So If your advisor's charging you 1%, just as a round figure, on your portfolio, and you've got a mutual fund that's charging you 1%, well, now you've doubled your fees. You need to clean that up and talk to your financial advisor about, look, I'll pay you or I'll pay them, but I'm not paying both of you. So index funds, a lot lower fee structure. You may want to go with that if you're getting an advisory fee. So fees are another big thing to do spring cleaning on, and a rebalance. Rebalancing your portfolio. Consider taking some of the gains off the top, or when stocks are depressed, consider rebalancing and moving into stocks. It's a great exercise. It's almost like a financial physical, but since we're in the spring season, certainly spring cleaning for your portfolio is a wise idea.
Absolutely. And we do talk about that financial physical, the second opinion, if you will. The portfolio x-ray is a service we're talking about here, but these retirement counts are obviously a little more important to have organized in our hallway closet or the junk drawer, the basement, the garage, all those types of things. But just like cleaning we may need to do around the house, do you find that people sometimes put off taking the time to actually look through their portfolio, size it up like you were just talking about, and determine, am I in the right places? Do I have other options?
Yeah, so to draw the parallel, when you do spring cleaning, nobody likes to go and see the mess.
No.
Nobody wants to say, wow, all this junk. Do I throw it out? Do I put it on a different shelf? Do I organize it and build shelves to put it on? Do I call junk
removal?
Yeah, removal to haul it all away.
There.
And things are broken and things get old. So it's messy, let's put it that way. And your portfolio can be messy. So who wants to do that? I know in our household, my wife hired a cleaner. Why not hire a financial advisor to clean up your mess and do it for you? Not only will it clean up your mess, it should optimize your ability to satisfy your financial objectives. Cleaning up that mess should put you on path to have the right portfolio for you, the right balance of equities versus fixed income versus other asset classes. It's just not about cleaning up the mess. It's about making it shiny and new and usable. That points me to cleaning up your portfolio to generate income. A lot of people invest and ignore the fact that eventually that portfolio and that financial world that you've created for yourself needs to pay you back. Mm-hmm. So not only should you clean up the mess, rebalance your portfolio and make it shiny and new again, but you can add to that and get the portfolio to start paying you, not just dividends, but interest and capital gains, and create a distribution plan for you. And that's step 2 at Hoffman Financial Group. Step 1 is that portfolio x-ray. Let's call that the cleaning up. Mm-hmm. Let's call that clean off the dust, throw away the bad, and make what's left organized, shiny, and new. The second step is, okay, how does it reward me? And in retirement, we're talking about how do I get paid? How do I distribute the shiny and new portfolio in income and capital gains and sustain a high level of income? And also, you need to make sure you eliminate as much taxation on your portfolio as possible. So clean it up, make it shiny and new, make it lean, make it mean, and have it generate high levels of income for you that avoid taxes. And that really kicks off the season. That puts a smile on our face. Now we've got all the pool toys, everything's clean and ready to go, the barbecue's looking good, and you can have a great summertime in retirement if you keep your portfolio up to date and you do that spring cleaning once a year.
And retirement where every day is a Saturday is one of those other phrases
That's
I've
right.
heard. So I'm going to throw one more thing out there, draw one more parallel, if you will. A couple of years ago, I called a junk removal service because we had an extra refrigerator hanging out down in the basement that we used, but it wasn't necessarily the most energy efficient. So I was able to do two things. I was able to get rid of that refrigerator, which created space. It also cut down my costs. So to what you're saying, there are moves that you can make by cleaning things up that open you up to new possibilities and options.
Yeah, and that's a great example because it didn't do you any harm by staring at it every day.
No.
And you had a 6-pack of Coke in it and a couple of beers or whatever. It just kind of sat there. And one day you looked at it and you said, is this thing really doing anything for me?
Exactly.
And not only wasn't it doing anything for you, it was taking away space that you could use for other things. And that's life improvements. I had a similar circumstance recently with a wine refrigerator that conked out. It has been out of service, I think, for 4 years, and I just stare at it every single day. I finally pulled it out, replaced it, and it feels good. Now it's usable. I can stock it with the things that I want to stock it with, and that is something that everybody can feel good about in managing their financial life. It's just good to have your portfolio optimized to work for you in the most efficient manner. So get rid of that old refrigerator, clean it up. Call us for the Portfolio X-Ray at 404-341-6767. We'll show you all the things that are not optimized and not serving you inside your portfolio. It gives you the opportunity to make decisions as a family on what you want your portfolio and your financial life to actually do for you and how you want it to perform moving forward.
Spring cleaning may be just a once-a-year phenomenon, but your financial planning needs a little bit more attention than that. And don't miss this opportunity to get your financial life in order, because this is an all-seasons thing. That number again is 404-341-6767, 404-341-6767, or sign up for that Portfolio X-Ray over at unleashyourmoney.com. Chris Hoffman is an investment advisor representative of Brookstone Wealth Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor and affiliate of Brookstone Capital Management, LLC. BWA and Hoffman Financial Group are affiliated under common ownership. Registered investment advisors and investment advisor representatives act as fiduciaries for all of our investment management clients. We have an obligation to act in the best interest of our clients and to make full disclosures of any conflicts of interest. Please refer to our firm brochure, the ADV2A, page 4, for additional information. The Hoffman Financial Group and WSB are not affiliated. Exposure to ideas and financial vehicles discussed should not be considered investment advice or recommendation to buy or sell any financial vehicle. This information should not be considered tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a professional specializing in the field of tax, legal, accounting, or investments regarding the applicability of this information for their situation. Any client experiences discussed during the show are unique to that client. They are not meant to imply or suggest you will experience the same results. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results. Investments will fluctuate, and when redeemed may be worth more or less than when originally invested. Any comments regarding safe and secure products and guaranteed income streams refer only to fixed insurance products. They do not refer in any way to securities or investment advisory products. Fixed insurance and annuity product guarantees are subject to the claims paying ability of the issuing company and are not offered by Brookstone. Index or fixed annuities are not designed for short-term investments and may be subject to caps, restrictions, fees, and surrender charges as described in the annuity contract. Please refer to our firm brochure, the ADV2A, Item 4, for additional information. Hoffman Financial Group is not affiliated with or endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency. Insurance licensed in Georgia, number 163546.